Summertime in the Canadian Arctic, the McKenzie River, and the tugboat Radium Dew moving north towards the river mouth. Her cargo, oil drilling equipment, is pushed on 2 barges lashed up front through the long days and short nights of the Arctic summer. From Edmonton in the south of Canada, the tugboat has traveled 1,500 miles by lake and river to the McKenzie Delta. From here, the Arctic Ocean stretches northward, unnavigable, a grinding mass of eternal pack ice. But sometimes, for less than 2 months of summer, a channel may open along the shore. Now, Radium Dew's task is to slip through on a 500-mile dash to northern Alaska, one of the loneliest places on Earth, cut off by mountain, accessible from the south only by bush plain, the region of Alaska called the North Slope. The Arctic Ocean, first day out from the McKenzie River. At sea, the cargo is taken in tow, 2 of 7 barges which Radium Dew must bring out of Canada during the short weeks of summer. If she succeeds, it will be the first time an operation in northern Alaska has ever been mounted from the eastern or Canadian side. Now the tugboat must feel her way through the shallows at the mouth of the Cville River and push as far upstream as navigation allows. The North Slope, the last desolate miles of the great American continent. This, then, is as far as we go by water, to a point 50 miles south of the Arctic shore, 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle. A flat, treeless wilderness where the last hills peter out towards the last ocean. Here, the river runs shallow, and a gravel shore offers the only dry ground for miles around. They named it Pingo Beach, offloading point for the first part of the journey, staging post for the next. And behind the beach begins the mud. The green tundra disguises a black morass. So although they have brought their own brand of mud 2,000 miles, they cannot move it nor the other supplies as long as summer lasts. October, Pingo Beach. 6 huts crouched under the riverbank. 15 men waiting while the frost bites deep into the ground. Working for the day when the first convoy will be ready to move. Convoy, heading off on the second part of the journey 100 miles inland to the drilling area. The first trucks ever to travel on the North Slope. Truckloads to go before drilling begins, and 3 wells to be drilled before winter ends. Now the land of the midnight sun becomes the land of the midday moon. It is November, and the night is 20 hours long. The trucks roll on, traveling from nowhere to nowhere, following a penciled line across an empty map. January, and the third part of the journey has begun, downwards. What does it feel like at 40 or 60 below, where flesh freezes and a steel spanner can snap like a carrot? Trying to make things work and keep them working, where every moving part of each machine must be thawed and thawed again, till the whole camp steams like the devil's kitchen. Two shifts. You can sleep or you drill. Nothing else. Except a few chores like finding drinking water in a country where the rivers can freeze solid to their beds. Drilling must never stop until a well is down. Meanwhile, 25 men live to keep the drill rotating. Life turns around the turning shaft. There is no other point or purpose. When a roughneck dresses to go out on a 12-hour shift, the chances are that he's thinking of the bit. Is it sharp or is it blunt? Did they change it or do we? Or will it last over to the next guy? Most times a well drills itself. A man can stay in the tool shop and keep warm. But maybe every 20 or 30 hours, you've got to get out there and pull up a half-mile of pipe. Drilling a well is always a shot in the dark, and this is the first well in an unproven field. The cost is great. You may find nothing, or what you find may only be used in the future. Geologists and seismic men can make a scientific guess, but sooner or later you must drill to know what you've got. So now it's up to the truckers and the cat skinners, the motormen and the derrickmen, the drillers and the tool pushers and roughnecks, working on and on through the long winter where the wind cuts and the cold aches. They're a quiet, matter-of-fact bunch of guys from down in the Canadian prairies, and some of them are hardly more than boys. They don't talk tough nor act big. To them, what they do is all in a day's work. But in their way, they are giants.